Good morning to you. It's 8:14 at iFiber One News Radio. I'm Jeff Slakey. Got a great guest in the studio, and he'd been on. Gosh, I'll be darned if it wasn't 5, 7, maybe even longer years ago. Joe Varley on the air with us this morning. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Jeff.
How are you doing?
I couldn't be better. Thank you. Thank you for having me on.
So it's been a long time since we've had you on, but I know a lot of folks in the community know and love the good work that you do. So first things first, tell us a little bit quickly, kind of your background, how you're in Shelton, what you do that people know you so well for.
Well, I've been actually living or working up in DuPont the last year with the military, and what made me decide to do this program that holds very dear to my heart is the frequent flower program.
Yeah.
And about when Desert Storm happened in Oceanside, California, my mother and I had a little flower shop, and they would come by, the Marines, and give me $20 and say, I'm leaving tomorrow for overseas. Would you send some flowers to my wife? And of course I said, you bet. And what I did was I kept the address, and every time I'd go by the house, I had about 100 of them, I guess, I would just drop a rose off, and I'd scratch some little note that would say, hey, I thought about you today, and I smiled. And I got about 150 letters from these guys saying, you have no idea what this meant to me.
Oh, wow.
To have you, because it was a birthday anniversary, and we're in these foxholes over here, we can't even communicate. So when working in DuPont last year, I decided to do it again, and I joined forces with a captain, retired, James Smith, and he put a beautiful website together, which I think it was a story written in a newspaper about it, called Troops Frequent Flowers. And we have a website now, and our goal is to raise money so that, talk to corporations, and so that we can get flowers to all the families of the military who are overseas.
What does it mean to a family person to get flowers like this?
I'm on the delivery end. I love delivering flowers to families. And in the DuPont, because most everyone in Fort Lewis literally lives in DuPont, there, and some Lacey people, but mostly DuPont. And so I would always take flowers there, and it delighted me to see the reaction that the women and kids and mothers who got flowers from the families. And it warmed my heart. And so that's why I do this. And so, I'm pretty excited about the new program.
TroopsFrequentFlowers.com is the website. Mm-hmm. We have the link to it here under your name, and I'll put it as well in the show notes. So is this for just Northwestern troops?
It's everywhere.
Really?
Yeah, it's all over the United States. And, Fort Lewis, Camp Pendleton, all the bases, we want to take this national because it's a great program, and unlike a lot of people, we say you can send a rose, and it's not going to cost you $20.
Yeah, tell me. We talked about this the other day when I saw you. You were telling me that sometimes prices for roses or flowers that normally would be relatively inexpensive for folks, and I hate to think about this, but maybe because of the fact it's a time of need or a time of distress with the military. I don't know. Maybe I'm just speculating, but why does a rose cost $20 when sometimes it doesn't cost $20 for every other day?
I can't answer that, except I know how much I pay for a rose, and in many cases, it's a few dollars. And so, I've charged less for flowers as long as I can remember.
Yeah.
I'm really nonprofit. But, I don't do it for the money. I do it because I care. And, I just think it's important that people understand that one flower doesn't have to be a dozen roses or a dozen flowers. One flower makes so significant. And I charge this program that we're doing. We charge $9 for a rose delivered. And now I may have a problem with calling Alabama and having somebody there they may charge me more, but that's why I'm looking for a fundraiser so that I can offset that. If they say I want $20, then I'll say, well, how about 5 or whatever. So it'll be that kind of a program. But I think people, because it's for the veterans now, more than ever, I think people will support the veterans.
A lot of folks around here do support the veterans, and a lot of folks around here support some of the other great things that you've done for people in the community. And you got a current fundraiser going on. You want to give back to someone in the community.
Yeah, you know, my friend Martha Hayes, she worked at the hospital for 25 years. In fact, I met her there, and she said, I want to do flowers. So I taught her, and I swear to you, she does as good a job as I do. She just really did a beautiful job and worked with me, and I met her husband, who's since passed away. But she's got cancer again. She had double breast cancer, and now she has it again. And I'm doing, setting up a wreath for her, and most of the hospital people have called in, and I'm charging $29.99, which is a steal for these wreaths, but it's a fundraiser, and all the proceeds will go to her. She has rent due in December, and I want to make sure we have it covered. If we sell 50 wreaths, that will take care of her rent.
So Joe Varley, again, troopsfrequentflowers.com, but as well you have a place in town, right?
I
People
have
can
a
stop
place
by.
across from Dairy Queen. I have to get a sign up. I don't have a sign yet, but I'm there 6 days a week, and we're going to have an open house, which I'd like you to come to, Jeff.
Okay, when is it?
It's over the Thanksgiving holiday. I've got a lot of pieces made up, and all the Christmas wreaths that we're going to be delivering, and the different, whether you want a real one or a silk one, I can take care of that.
What's the address?
It's 216 North First, right across again from the dairy. If you drove out the Dairy Queen and straight, you'd
Go right into it.
Right into my shop.
Get a blizzard, get a flower.
That's it.
Joe Varley, good to see you, my friend, and we will get you back on and talk as the holiday season progresses. How's that sound?
Thank you so much, Jeff. Thank you for having me on.
Good to see you.
Thank you.